Boom. Just like that, back with another episode of the AOA podcast. On this show, second Trump indictment. We're heading to court on Tuesday down in Miami. We'll outline everything that you can expect to see from the former president on Tuesday, along with what William Barr, Big Bill Barr, is saying about the indictments. Nikki Haley has flip-flopped on the indictments. We've got some recordings and everything else. We'll share all those details with you. Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan have, in a shocking move, settled with the victims of Jeffrey Epstein today for a huge figure. We'll share all that with you as well. Plus, a woman wakes up in a coffin. Perhaps my worst nightmare ever, other than hosting a podcast with Frank and Janine. Outside of that, my biggest fear is snakes on an airplane and just somebody thinking I'm dead before I actually am. This woman literally woke up in a coffin. Scary stuff. Speaking of which, are there tapes of Joe Biden being bribed while he's vice president? A couple of members of Congress seem to think so. We'll talk about that. And Pat Sajak is hanging up the old gloves or boots or whatever the host of Wheel of Fortune hangs up. Whatever it is, Pat Sajak is retiring. He's moving on. Who takes over next? We'll have that for you and more, all on this episode. Frank wrote that song, and it is a shame because it's like a 2-minute song that's really good, but we only play 4 seconds of it on every episode, but it is pretty phenomenal. I don't know what's going on with my camera. If you're watching, I feel like I look like who's the girl that got turned into a blueberry in Willy Wonka? Is it me, or is everything very green here? I'm not entirely sure. I am wearing a bright yellow shirt. I don't know if that makes a difference. I feel like if the little girl from the Blind Melon video grew up and transitioned, this is what it would look like today. Honestly, I don't know what's entirely happening here. My camera feels like, whatever. Hopefully you're listening and not really watching. If you are watching, welcome in everybody in the live chat. Appreciate you as always. Robin, number one to be here. It's my man right there. Miss Justice. I see Paul Haywood is in the house. Glenn B. Sinead, TD Freelancer, Will, everybody. You guys are my co-hosts in this episode. Laura, thank you all for being here. It's me and you. That's what I love. Me and you. Frank is missed. So is Jay Sabs. Not sure if she'll join us. You never know if Cuddles will hop in. But it's me and you, and that's the way I love it. Let's start off with the former president, Donald Trump. Indictment done last week. We discussed that. Now he heads to court on Tuesday down in Miami. He was up here in New Jersey. He flew back down to Florida on Monday today. He went back to Mar-a-Lago. Wasn't really all that social getting out of his car. Usually he waves to the people and whatever. He gave a little wave at the airport getting into his car, rode right into Mar-a-Lago, and didn't really say much from there. Honestly, there's really not much to expect from what's going to happen tomorrow, other than similar to what happened here in Manhattan. We don't expect him to be handcuffed. We don't expect there to be any sort of mugshots. In fact, I would even expect there to be less than Manhattan, because when he was indicted in Manhattan, that was on the state level. You could have cameras in the courtroom. There was one camera, if you recall that view. But in a federal court, no cameras allowed ever, not never. So we won't even get those views from inside the court. I would expect it to be just as crazy down there in the Southern District of Miami. What is it about the Southern District? Is the Southern District of Manhattan, Southern District of Miami? Is the courts just a Southern District thing? Do the Northern Districts get anything ever? Can anybody answer that, please, for me? It's like a 10-cent joke that I hope somebody enjoyed. Anyway. His hearing is scheduled for 3 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. That is according to Trump himself and his lawyers. He'll need to surrender for pretrial services before he can appear in a court. That includes the booking and the processing. There's a good chance, like I said, none of this will be seen inside the courtroom whatsoever. I think we'll only see some stuff from outside. Again, I expect it to be just as busy and just as much of a circus tomorrow. I mean, it's not often a president is indicted and arraigned, although it kind of seems like we're doing it once a month now. I got to be honest with you. It feels like a once a month kind of a thing. But he'll be in there tomorrow. Like I said, the courthouse is connected to an underground garage. So that could actually provide even more cover for Trump. They might just roll him right into the garage and we might not even see him get out of the car whatsoever. But like I said, the Fox, CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, everybody's going to be all over this. It's a Tuesday. There's not much going on. Baseball's in the middle of the season, hockey's coming to a close, maybe Tuesday night, the NBA finals. Okay. It's kind of a quiet news time. Former president getting arraigned for a second time. That's going to be everywhere starting at 3:00 tomorrow. So you could bet they'll have that motorcade going, as soon as Trump leaves Mar-a-Lago and until that motorcade pulls into the garage or pulls up to the courthouse. There's going to be a camera on it, especially since the cameras cannot go inside. So handcuffs, mug shots wouldn't really count on it. Not entirely sure how long the pretrial process will go for. Could be in there for an hour, 2 hours, maybe. I think it was more than an hour last time around. Here's what I find interesting. When the special counsel, Jack Smith, spoke last week, he said that he was looking forward to giving the president a speedy trial. Federal law stipulates, I didn't know this, learned this today. Federal law stipulates that a quote unquote speedy trial is one that starts no later than 70 days after an arraignment, which would be today. That doesn't account for defense motions, dismissals, those kinds of things, chance to speak more. We know that Trump has had a little bit of a revolving door as far as lawyers go up until this point. So you can see, them basically saying, hey, we need time to confer with our client. We need more time, this and that. So they could wind up delaying this farther. The more and more the evidence piles up against Trump, it seems like delaying it might be the move. Again, it's a little fuzzy, but if you're convicted of a crime, there's nothing in our Constitution that says the president of the United States can't be convicted of a crime. We found a way to make sure that if you were convicted, you couldn't vote anymore, but we didn't go and think we should put it in the rules that you couldn't even run. We didn't get that far. We probably assumed that if somebody was convicted of a crime, there's no way they'd be elected president. But also, we didn't account for 2024 or 2023 or the world basically since 2020. And when I mean the world basically since 2020, I kind of mean the world basically since September 11th, 2001. Because doesn't everything feel just weird after that date? Like after 9/11, nothing really kind of seems normal, right, on board, appropriate. It's all kind of weird. Like if I had to pick a day where we skewed off and went into an alternate 1985, like in Back to the Future, it would be 9/11, 2001. It would have been something in there that I'd have to blame Biff Tannen for. And then all of a sudden the towers go down and now we're just in this weird, bizarre place. I feel like if Marty, whenever he figures it out, we'll all wake up again on 9/11, 2001, and there will be no planes and everything will be fine. That's what I keep hoping for. Again, I don't know if that'll happen, but in the back of my mind, I think, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice if that day never really took place and then everything else would be normal? But anyway, they're going to delay it, I think, as much as they can because the overwhelming sentiment is that this is not really good. I've struggled to find any sort of legal / Republican conservative viewpoint where they're like, oh, he's going to beat this and be just fine. As the days go on and people start dicing this up more and more, they are more and more talking about how It's the cooperation after the fact of the location of the documents that really screwed the former president here. In fact, with Mike Pence, who also had documents, with Joe Biden, who also had documents, but more so with Mike Pence, it's interesting. As soon as Mike Pence realized he had documents, he invited the Justice Department down to get whatever they needed. And we have since seen no issues. And that seems to be why Mike Pence isn't really facing anything else thereafter. In Trump's case, it was the complete opposite. He wasn't cooperative. He's on tape showing these documents to other people. He's on tape talking about the fact that he could have declassified this. Now it's too late. So there's a lot of bad things about this particular case that's different from Biden, that's different from Pence, who, again, were both discovered recently to have these documents in their possession. Glenn B sums it up pretty well here. Trump's mouth did himself in big time. Really, really big time. He really did a big injustice for himself. And I found this interesting, too. There was a psychology expert. I caught a talk with them, and they were talking about narcissistic behavior. And there's like a trait in all narcissists where they will and can dig themselves into a bigger hole, or all for their own vanity and pride, like all to prove themselves to be worthy, or put themselves more important than a bad deed or a breaking of the law. They'll put themselves above those instances, and sometimes get themselves into more trouble. And that's kind of exactly what you have here in this case with President Trump. Now, from the legal experts that I've been reading and reviewing, they're saying that his defense is going to be the Presidential Act, which gives the president the right to declassify or hold on to classified documents, and blah, 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 so on and so forth. Gray area, gray area, gray area. But really, again, that only does take you so far. All those same legal experts will say, and from there, where the Espionage Act takes over, is you showing this information to other people, and then again, like I said, admitting on tape that he could have declassified those documents and then didn't, so on and so forth. I found Bill Barr's comments to be pretty telling on this. Bill Barr said that Trump is essentially toast. That it doesn't look good for him, that he at times has come to Trump's defense when he needed defending, because he gets attacked a lot, which is true. That's not untrue. But he does go on to say, and he says that, he's there for Trump when he was attacked, which he was, and he caught a lot of criticism from the left on that in the past, but that in this particular case, after the unsealing of this indictment and everything that's come about, it does not look good for the former president. Let's take a listen here to Bill Barr's words. Or not. Do we have the thing? Here it is. Oh, put this here.
Returned the documents, but he jerked them around for a year and a half. Over time, people will see that this is not a case of the Department of Justice, conducting a witch hunt. In fact, they approached this very delicately and with deference to the president, and this would have gone nowhere had the president just returned the documents. But he jerked them around for a year and a half, and the question is, did he deceive them? And if there's evidence of that, I think people will start to see that this says more about Trump than it does the Department of Justice, and that is that he's so egotistical that he has this penchant for conducting, risky, reckless acts to show that he can sort of get away with it. It's part of asserting his ego. And
yes, there you go. Here I'm talking more about that ego and that narcissistic behavior that I was just describing. And then he further went on to say, I think in, oh, look at this, Jay Sabs is here. He further went on to say, I think it was on Fox News Sunday, that he's toast. That, after looking at and reviewing all this stuff, it does not really look good for the former president. What up, Jay Sabs?
Fuck you.
B?
I'm waiting here 15 minutes.
No, you are not.
I swear to God I was.
Oh my goodness! I just saw your text that you're because I couldn't. You're not on the picture.
I know because I have no bra, and because I was just doing my OnlyFans.
Got it. You know, OnlyFans shoot no bra. I get it.
Yeah, you know.
I get it.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to be inappropriate, but I feel like it's my duty to let you know that I'm also not wearing a bra at this moment.
Oh, okay. You know, have some dignity, man.
I was just free balling it, letting it all hang out, letting the ladies do their thing up on top. You know what I'm saying?
I just have one. Okay, I have one bone to pick with you before I forget this.
Sure.
Because it doesn't seem like you have much. Okay. The show that you made me watch with the C. What's it called?
Show that I made you watch with the C.
Starts with a C. What's it called? Hello on HBO.
Succession?
Oh yeah, not a C, an S. Hello. Okay. I'm like on almost the last episode of the first season.
Okay.
Can you say boring?
Really? You don't like Succession?
I don't know. I don't know what it's about. Does that make sense? There's no like main storyline, and if it is, it's boring. I don't care about it. Does that make sense? You tell me.
Well, the storyline lies in the title. Who is going to take over this company is basically the storyline of the show. So if you're at the last episode and you already don't care who out of the children is going to take over, I would say save yourself from watching the rest of the.
Well, I'm gonna have to because he likes it.
The roommate
likes it.
I have to tell you something. It is. I thought it was a great show, but you look at the reviews of that show. People are talking about it like it's the closest thing to The Sopranos. That's the way they're reviewing this show.
No. Maybe let's see. Second season. To me, it's just very boring.
You don't think Brian Cox is good with the fuck off and all that shit? I love that.
I don't know. I'm like, wait, who's that again? I you know what it is? I'm not paying 100% attention. I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm not.
You got to get in there and pay that attention. Big thing.
All right.
It's an intricate show, and it's all about, and it's also one of the great New York City shows. Like,
you think so?
Yeah, everything they shoot is in and around New York City. They'll go to all the big spots. They have an episode out in the Hamptons.
Oh wait, I'm getting yelled at. The last episode was 2 weeks ago. Please stay current. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to go back and watch shows. Forget it. Banish me like Trump.
Well, no, Jason, you're on season 1.
Yeah, I'm just starting season 1, right?
Yeah.
So
it's hard to get into a show late. I think I'm starting Stranger Things because I think they're coming back. I promised Frank I would watch it.
Oh my God, Stranger Things is to me the best show in years.
Better than Succession?
Oh yeah.
You're
sorry.
crazy. You're
okay. You'll see. You're gonna be like, oh my. Wait, didn't you watch the first season or no?
No, I never watched Stranger Things.
That's because you are a Stranger Thing. Wait, I want to know, where is Frank?
He's flying down to Miami. He's going to be covering the arraignment tomorrow.
Oh, he's probably there sitting there fucking with his lawn chair, drinking Snapple all night to stay awake.
It is hard to do a show when you have a massive erection because the person you hate the most is about to go to prison.
Oh, I hate you. Oh, I'm so hard.
Yeah. I'm worried about our friend, though, who loves Trump. I'm worried about him. I don't think he's going to survive this. This is a tough...
Oh, I don't know.
Although he might be the next New York City commissioner. Did you hear that? The New York City police commissioner?
Right. Let's see.
It's a rumor I may have started, but it's a rumor nonetheless.
I mean, it hasn't been denied.
It has not.
Denied.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he's the biggest. I mean, I can't fucking stand him, but I think he'd make a hell of a police commissioner, our buddy.
You can't stand him.
Yeah, I do. Well, I don't really like any of you anymore, but
Well, we're just. Would you call us last time acquaintances?
yes, out of all my acquaintances, I think he would make the best police commissioner out of all of you, and that's including your detailed experience in law enforcement when you did that ride along once 4 years ago for 2 hours.
Thank you. No, it was like 6 hours.
Let me just say this: thank you for your service, because
Thank you.
not a lot of
Actually, I might
people-
be doing it again.
Oh, stop it! Are you for real?
For real.
The Suffolk County Police Department needs to either get better standards or find more shit to do.
Right. You know, well, the thing is, they're bored because there's only usually one cop in a car. So that's who are they talking to? Themselves? Boring.
You know what's weird about Long Island?
A lot.
2.5 million people who live here. We're one of the biggest suburbs next to the biggest city in the world or in the United States. And if you're on Long Island and you call an ambulance, one person shows up in the ambulance, and then a cop shows up with the ambulance, and then the cop drives the ambulance back to the hospital.
You're lying to me.
Leaves his car behind.
That I did not know.
I swear to you. Now, I don't know how true that is in every single part of the island, but in Nassau County, I'll never forget this. Years ago when I was coaching ice hockey, one of the kids got hit. It was a really bad hit. We had to call an ambulance. He had to go. Cop car showed up. Cops showed up first. The ambulance showed up second. It was one person in the damn ambulance, and the cop left his car behind and drove the ambulance back to the fucking hospital. I was like, this is embarrassing. We can't even get a fucking volunteer or somebody to come along on board. It's embarrassing.
Right.
I'm surprised more people aren't giving you shit because Succession is hugely popular.
I think what Paul said, there's a lot of dialogue that doesn't make any sense. And I can't keep track of the names and the business names. He's right.
Yeah, and it is very fast moving, and you do have to really be paying attention to it. And I will say it does kind of really take off after year one, because when they started writing that show. All right, I'm going to give you, this is not going to spoil for you, Janine, you're already in. Maybe a spoiler alert for people who don't know. But when they started writing the show, the idea was that Logan Roy, who played Brian Cox plays Logan Roy, who's the patriarch of the family. He plays like the Rupert Murdoch of the Fox News kind of guy, that kind of spiel, like big New York tycoon. The idea is that he was going to die early.
Oh.
And it would be about what happens to this family and the succession. That's the point. What happens is Brian Cox comes in and fucking plays this role and knocks it out of the park, so much so that the writers got together and they were like, we have to change this because we can't lose him. Like, he's got to be a big part of this series. And so they rewrote it so that he would basically continue on.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So year 2 of Succession to season 4 to the end takes on a much different role, a different pacing and everything. And people are still fucking talking about the finale the same way they were talking about the Sopranos finale weeks later. Like, it's still going on. I saw like and they have fan theories on it and all this crazy shit that's popping up on it.
Well, let's see, because I don't believe you.
No. If I was going to stand behind a show or tell you to watch a show, I would tell you to watch The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Did I?
That show is wonderful from start to finish. That's on Amazon Prime.
Okay, I've heard of it. I can't remember if I watched it or not. If I can't remember, I guess I didn't think it was that great.
I think Succession is wonderful. Maybe not as much as everybody else does. I would put Maisel over Succession.
Okay.
That's just me. It's fun. It's lighter. It's It's so musical the way that's written. It's just really, really well done.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah,
Let's see, punk.
that's it. That's all I got.
All right. So have a good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening to Anthony on Air.
Is that it? Do you want to comment on anything else? I know you love the Trump stuff.
Honestly, and I know I'm going to get shit for this, I could care less. I really have no interest in it. I really don't.
It's very interesting. It's kind of still a big deal.
Now, this second one is because he has stuff. He kept stuff in his house.
He kept stuff in Mar-a-Lago, but it's more so that he wouldn't give it back to.
Oh.
We wouldn't give it back to them when the Justice Department and the FBI and everybody was asking him for it. And then he got caught on tape showing somebody the documents and explaining like how he was good at being the president, and then talking about, I can't go public with this because these documents are classified. He's telling somebody without clearance this information, showing them the documents. And then he goes, I could have declassified it when I was president, but I didn't. So it's too late now.
Okay.
So it's a direct rebuttal to what he's been saying now, which is, oh, he's the president. He can declassify it at any time, which is not true. And he's on tape saying exactly that.
Well,
so it's really not that good. And now I will say this too, because Nikki Haley, who's running for president, she was saying how the DOJ is being weaponized against Trump, and that's what a lot of the Republicans were saying on the first day. And then when they unsealed the indictments, she flip-flopped, as a lot of people are, because they're saying, and this is what Nikki Haley said, that her husband served in the military. And it's unfortunate because by Trump doing this, he's putting the lives of the military in danger, because he was talking about some stuff that was really sensitive. And you know,
see, everybody has to be so sensitive these days.
No, I'm saying, but
I'm just kidding.
It was really like, you could get people killed if this information gets out and our enemies know about it.
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Now I'm dead. Bye.
And he's out there fucking showing Kid Rock and everybody who will listen this stuff. And so a lot of the people who are, of military families are kind of like, fuck this guy. He's putting our soldiers in danger, all for himself, so he can make the fucking people he hobnobs with think he was more important than he actually was. It's kind of fucked up.
I don't even know what his deal is. But honestly, I could care less. I know that's mean, but I'm not like Frank waking up with a boner thinking about if he can't wait to see him behind bars today. Like, Frank, I don't know if that's actually really going to happen or not.
I don't know if he'll go behind bars, but I don't know if they'll cut a deal. I don't know if Biden will pardon him. I don't know.
J-Sap's here to pick a bone with him.
I don't know if the next president, whoever that is, will pardon him. I think it would be bad to have a president behind bars. I don't think anybody should be doing that, no matter how bad this crime was. I think he should be pardoned no matter what. But I think that has to come with a price, that he has to just go away and shut the fuck up.
Right. Well, he's not going to do that. So
I don't know if he can.
Let's see.
Well, we shall see.
Pat Sajak retires.
You want to go to Pat Sajak?
No, it's fine. Go in your order.
Well, all right, go. Listen, you got shows to watch. You got your hubby to take care of. Go do your thing.
Oh, what do you mean take care of him?
You gotta be there for him. You gotta listen. You should be trying harder as a wife. I'm telling you that as a friend.
Me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess we are only acquaintances now.
Make sure his laundry's done. Make sure, are you ironing his underwear? Because nobody wants to put on wrinkly underwear, because that's how your balls wrinkle.
Isn't that what like women in the 1950s used to do when they had literally nothing else to do?
My grandmother used to say all the time, you iron your pillowcase, because if your pillowcase is wrinkly, your face will wrinkle.
Get out of here.
Yeah, swear to God. Swear to God, my
Yeah,
grandmother
no.
was famous for saying that.
That's funny.
So
Not true, but it's funny.
yeah, it's ridiculous what those people thought. But they also didn't eat meat on Friday because they thought Jesus would love them more. So what are you gonna do?
That's crazy.
It's kinda
That's
dumb.
probably the craziest thing I heard today.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I love when Christians or Catholics are like, could you believe what these Muslims or these Sikhs or the Jews but look at what you fucking believe. I mean, you got to be kidding me.
Right.
Your shit's just as whacked out and crazy. We're going to point fingers at the fucking Scientologists when we're sitting there avoiding fucking meat on a Friday because the guy who rose from the dead doesn't like it. It's kind of crazy.
Doesn't make sense.
It does not make a lot of sense.
What is this Jamie Dimon Epstein case?
Well, the stuff that we've been talking about, the case that they've been building against JP Morgan for continually doing business with Epstein after the fact that he was convicted for being a pedophile.
Ooh.
And they were saying basically he was aiding him in his criminal enterprise. Jamie Dimon gave a deposition of this a couple of weeks ago, and then the judge said they might have Jamie Dimon come back because they came into possession of new information that proved that he and JP Morgan knew what was going on. Turns out we found out that new information was Jess Staley, the guy who was mainly doing the business with Epstein. And he gave testimony that, of course, Jamie Dimon knew. They spoke about it on more than one occasion. So this Jess Staley, who was going down, who already lost his job, 2 jobs because of his relationship with Epstein, basically ratted out Jamie Dimon. And as soon as that became apparent, like we talked about this on Friday, that they were going to call Jamie Dimon back in for another deposition. Here we are on Monday, and suddenly they were able to come up with $290 million to settle with the Epstein victims.
That's strange. Okay.
Right? I mean, that Jamie Dimon was like, oh, I'm really fucked. Let's write a check out to everybody. So that's the news today, that they've agreed to pay $290 million to settle the lawsuit regarding Epstein and his victims over their relationship together. I think they got off cheap, to be honest with you. If you're fucking funding a massive global criminal enterprise and you only have to pay $290 million,
right?
It's a fucking bargain.
I mean, whew, that's it.
It is.
Only 2, right?
Only 2. I mean, I know that sounds like a crazy amount, but to fucking JP Morgan Chase, that's really, that's not even a drop in the bucket.
No.
But there's 10 victims in this class action lawsuit, so each of them will clear well over $20 million after they pay.
Damn.
Lawyers.
I wish I could have gone down to that island.
You're so stupid. Not as an underage girl, you don't wish, I don't think. Although I don't know, you got some weirdo. I got to tell you something. I came across these TikTok people. I don't know what the name of this podcast was. I'll have to look it up. But I was so weirded out by not weirded out. I shouldn't say that. Again, It was one of those things where I was kind of shocked that people are talking like this.
What?
It's these 2 girls, and they call. Anyway, I was so compelled. I wrote to them. I was like, if you guys want to come on our podcast,
no. Okay.
They were just like, where was it? Oops. They were the one girl was talking about she wants to have her and her boyfriend were talking about having a gangbang for her birthday, and which to each your own, and then she was trying to figure out who to invite, and then her co-host, she goes, I'm trying to figure out who to invite, but I want to invite somebody that you haven't banged yet, and the co-host is like, oh, I've banged all these people. I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Like, how does this? And they look alike. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, are these sisters?
Oh,
I have no idea what's happening.
Send me it.
And then the one girl goes like, oh, like, yeah, getting peed on is kind of exciting. I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Like, I watched literally 12 videos after that because I was like, it was one crazier fucking thing after the next. And I can't, again, I'm not to listen, if they're into getting peed on, all who cares? Like, good for them. But I can't help but think they're just being outrageous to grab views.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of people who do a lot of different things behind closed doors that you would never think that they do.
I mean,
myself included.
I don't even want to fucking know. I don't even want to know.
Yeah.
I mean, but just like the pure fucking craziness of these, they're just like, I'm trying to figure out who you haven't banged and if I want to invite them to my gangbang. Like, what?
Gangbang, yeah.
Who like, I know these things happen, but I don't think they're as apparent as people, you know.
Is that's what you think?
I know. I think I'm like a sheltered fucking.
Very
okay,
sheltered.
It's the Double Team podcast. They describe themselves as a dollar store, call her daddy. That's what I didn't like. Oh, and they are 2 twins in LA.
Double Team podcast. I might have
executive produce that. Do you want me to click on the video, one of the videos?
Yeah.
All right, here, let's listen to one of their TikToks here.
I'm trying to think of like who I want to bring or who I want to have at my 30th. And
30th
one issue that I run into is like within our like swinger non-monogamous friends, like Nikki's everyone. Okay, not everyone. Okay, relax. But like just about everyone, like maybe 7 of them. So I don't think it's fair.
Is it okay? Like, is it? No, again, is it? And they're
look at him. You're flabbergasted right now.
Flabbergasted, because I like to think I have a pretty wonderful relationship with my sister, but I've never sat there and carved up mutual friends. I never been like, "Hey, sis, who have you banged?" So
well,
I don't.
Let me hear something funny. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a male friend who's gay, and his twin brother is gay. So I've said to him, "Have you guys ever had sex with the same person?" And I think he said 1 or 2, but when they were both on dating apps, the same people would come up for the both of them. And last time he met someone, and then his brother came to him and was like, "Hey, look at this guy." And my friend was like, "Hey, I just met up with him." So his brother was like, "Oh, then I'm not doing that. That's crazy." But I will tell you this. They've been approached to do porn, the brothers, that they wanted to pay them $10,000 each. And they said no.
Wow. What are they? I would have said yes.
I know. But like, it hasn't been once or twice. It's been like 10 times that they've been approached to do it.
I would have said yes, even if it was gay porn. I'd have been like, it's not
oh,
my
well,
thing,
it is gay porn, right?
For 10 grand, I'm in. I'll do it for 10 grand.
So
that's weird.
That is weird. And my friend's like, "Are you like kidding me?" He's like, "I am not doing that. Not at all." I was like, "Okay, so how many times did you actually do
it?" Well, wasn't there? Remember that HBO show about the porn? Not the porn place, the hooker house in Vegas.
Oh yeah, that was a very creepy show, I have to say. Now you know me, I'm not a prude, but it gave me creepy vibes.
It was very creepy. But there was an episode on that one where there was two sisters, twins, went to go live in the house.
What about the father who brought his son? Like, what?
There's tons of that stuff. It's just fucking crazy. Well, that's a new movie that what's her name is in, Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a new movie coming out where Jennifer Lawrence is like a girl that the parents of this kid pay her to date the kid. And it's like a whole new comedy thing that's coming out soon.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Anyway, I don't know. There's one video after the next. They're very big on TikTok, but they're not that big anywhere else.
Oh, okay.
These siblings, and I don't know. Again, like I said, I have a very good relationship with it. Actually, your relationship with your brother weirds me out. You guys talk about weird shit sometimes. More so him, I think, than you.
Well, right, surprisingly.
But I can't. It's very odd to me, and I again, like I said, I talked to my sister about a lot of things. I never was like, who'd you have? You know, I'm trying to put together a gangbang here. Who have you had sex with? So I don't accidentally invite them, because God forbid you have sex with somebody that your sister had sex with while you're having sex with 30 people. I mean, you don't want to make those mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, that would be horrific.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. And then the next video, they're like, "Oh, I like getting peed on." I don't, where people's lines lie is just beyond me. I don't understand it. So
I don't know. I don't either.
Yeah. So Double Team Podcast maybe coming soon. We'll see if they accept the invitation.
Ooh, I would like to talk to them. Imagine they're like, "We like you. How about you become a regular in our podcast?"
I could see that happening. I could see us losing you to them.
And I'd be like, guys, I don't really have mine's like 1 verse at least 7 for you guys. So yeah. I don't know.
All right, let's just go through the rest. You don't want to leave. Look at you having a good time now. Look at you.
Look at me having a jolly old good time.
All right, here's worst nightmare, J Sabs. A woman, at her funeral, 76 years old. People are all there mourning, crying. Suddenly they hear some coughing. Who is it?
Coughing.
It's Bella Montoya, 76.
Coughing in the coffin.
Coffin in the coffin. They realize what's going on. They rush over. She's fucking breathing all of a sudden. They call the paramedics. God. She's alive.
I don't even know. I don't even know what I would do.
Her left hand was hitting the coffin. Everything was shaking. Everybody was going crazy. They go over. She's fucking breathing. They call an ambulance. They rush her to the hospital. Now, here's what's fucked up. This is really wrong. This woman wakes up in the coffin. They call an ambulance. Ambulance comes to take her to the hospital. They take her to the same hospital that pronounced her dead.
Oh, no. No.
You can't do that.
You don't do that.
Take me to the fucking hospital across town. I'm not going back to that fucking place. They don't know what they're doing over there.
Absolutely not.
They fucking said I was dead. According to the media, they're saying it's cardiorespiratory arrest caused her to suffer a catalepsy. It's a
try that again, Johnny. Go ahead.
It's a Lincolnopsy. It's a trance-like condition marked by the rigidity of the body, decreased sensitivity to pain, and slower bodily functions such as breathing. As a result, the hospital staff believed that she had passed away. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So they're like, she's dead. Turns out 2 days later, oh, no, she's not. She's alive.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's in stable condition in the hospital right now. So, Bella Montoya, we're thinking about you. I hope you pull out of this.
I mean, right. Again.
It's fucked up. Biden tapes quickly. There's a congressperson who testified in Congress, gave the speech that they've got Joe Biden on tape. You've got Hunter Biden on tape 15 times and Joe Biden on tape 2 times, talking to and doing business with the Burisma guy. He held on to the tapes because he felt it was like an insurance policy. And now it's Joe Grassley gave this speech. He's saying that there's a 1023, which is a document that states that they have these tapes. And it's Joe and Hunter talking to Mykola Zlochowski, the Burisma Holdings guy. And he's got them on tape bribing them.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see.
Yeah. I think 2023 could be the year that Donald Trump and Joe Biden go down at the same
really funny
fucking time. Yeah.
Oops.
And again, this dates back to Joe Biden's time as vice president.
Ooh, shit. Okay.
And that's it. Pat Sajak is retiring. You want to know how long he's been behind the wheel?
How long?
41 years.
Oh, but you know what's funny? I like him. I
That's
like
funny.
him better. Well, I liked him better than the other host that everybody loved. What's his name? The one who passed away.
A Wheel of Fortune? He's been the host.
No.
Oh, yeah, you mean Alex Trebek?
Yes.
Yeah, well, Alex Trebek had to be nerdier.
Yeah, it's true.
You know?
And you know I like them nerds.
Yeah, Pat Sajak is more like, your husband's not a nerd. Be nice. Pat Sajak is more like free.
Wait. What? Say that again?
Your husband's not a nerd. He's a lovely gentleman.
I didn't say being a nerd was bad.
Oh, okay.
I like nerds. Because I like to make them uncomfortable. Go ahead. With my sexual banter.
Is that why you make Big Tone uncomfortable all the time?
Oh, I love to make him uncomfortable. It's probably one of my... And I'm going to make him very uncomfortable in 2 weeks.
What happens in 2 weeks?
That is the golf outing.
Ah, yes. Okay.
So can't wait to get on the microphone, on the bullhorn, and just shout sexual things to him from my golf cart.
That's great. That's really, I like that a lot. I like sexually harassing people that have come to help.
Help. No, he's golfing, so.
Well, that's helping, isn't it?
I'm gonna actually, like, you know how, like, when you show someone how to golf, you stand behind them. I'm definitely gonna do that to him.
Shit.
Yeah, so poor Pat Sajak.
Pat Sajak's 41 seasons. Here's what I love about him. He's playing ball with the Wheel of Fortune people because he's like, I don't know who's going to take over for me, but, we'll see. And it'll keep the clickbait sites busy.
Oh, yeah. Of course. I was just going to say that.
Because there's never been a time where we've paid attention to Jeopardy more than who's going to take over.
That is true.
With every time somebody went on like an amazing streak, we paid attention. When the trans lady won, we paid attention a little bit. But when it was like, who's fucking taking over when it said that he had cancer, we were like, oh, we tuned in a little bit. But for the most part, it was who's taking over. And that was the thing that just drove interest for the longest time.
It made people crazy, right?
It made people absolutely crazy.
I have a good story
Sure.
about. All right. I wasn't going to say it, but I think that you would enjoy it, which is why I'm going to say it.
Please.
All right. You know how I can't go to the bathroom any place but my house, right?
Yes.
And if I must, then I have to go to a Starbucks.
It's a little weird, but okay. I get it.
Okay. So yesterday, we went to go see my mother-in-law in West Bumblefuck, PA. Or is it East or West?
Yesterday, like Sunday, like you drove there on a Sunday and then drove back?
Yep.
Oh, that sounds miserable.
Yep. It was 8 hours in a car.
Oh God, is that miserable?
With 2 toddlers.
Oh my God. Why do we live here? And my husband. Isn't that a moment where you go, why the fuck do we live in New York? For all the great things, it's not worth it for the fucking traffic.
Okay, so, right. Well, it just takes a long time anyway. It's not close. Honestly, our acquaintances, one of them being my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, I don't know why they come here as often as they do. I really give them credit. I really, really do.
Yeah, they've come in far more than I thought they would from Pennsylvania to New York.
I mean, never to one of your movies, but that's okay.
They're what?
Never to come see one of the movies you want to go see, but that's
okay,
no,
right? Never. Yeah, no, never. Yeah.
Okay,
you're right.
So we're at my mother-in-law's apartment, and my stomach starts, and I start getting the shooting pains, and now everyone's there, and I can't do anything. I can't. So her bathroom is in her bedroom.
What?
And if I leave, And if I'm gone for a long time, people know what I'm doing, right? They know. There is no way that I'm going to let anyone know this. So after about 45 minutes of extreme stomach pain, I was like, okay, we leaving? Because I know that there was a Dunkin' Donuts right nearby, and you bet your ass I was going to go there. I was going to
Oh
make
my God.
husband stop in there and then drive home, right? But now it's getting late, and I'm like, oh my God. And like my forehead starts sweating. You know what I mean? Like you get that.
Wait, you didn't go to the bathroom? You were
No,
gonna
wait.
hold... oh.
So now my brother-in-law was like, he said something, and I'm like, oh, I got to stop at a Dunkin' Donuts. He's like, oh, okay. I go, I have to go to the bathroom. I don't care. I know him since I'm 12. Him, I don't care if he knows I need to go. I was like, no. And he's like, just go to my apartment and use it. And I was like, no, it's okay. And then like I was thinking it. I thought she said only at Starbucks. Yes, but I checked on my phone and there was not a Starbucks nearby.
So Dunkin' Donuts is the backup?
That is the backup. If I have to do that, it's a backup because it's also one stall.
Okay, so that's the poop order. Is the coffee order the same? Are you Dunkin' or are you Starbucks and then Dunkin', or is it reversed with coffee?
It's reversed, and it depends on what I'm getting.
Okay.
So, and also, okay, in Starbucks bathrooms, they have the thingy where it says, vacant or occupied, right?
Yes.
Not all Dunkin' Donuts have that. So that's why it is a second. Because some of them just have that stupid little push thing. And I hate that so much. I have a thing with that. So anyway, I'm like, okay. Then I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to make it to this dunk. I don't know how much longer we got here. Cause I really don't know. I cannot.
Wait, but our friend lives within walking distance from where you were. Why
Exactly.
didn't you just go
So
to
I
his
said,
place?
then I'm like, you know what, Janine? Man up and go make a duty and christen your brother-in-law's toilet. So I said to him,
or woman up.
or woman up, right? So
Or trans up.
Trans up, right.
Equality, inclusivity. God.
So I said, is that offer still on the table? Like 2 minutes. So he's like, go. And I was like, okay. Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts might be the greatest line he's ever had.
Ever.
It's so fucking good.
So I went there, and thankfully, because let me tell you something. I don't know what happened to me, but here I am at almost 41 years old, and I still cannot go to anyone's bathroom besides my own, unless you're Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts with the occupied versus vacant.
What is the block there?
I just can't.
I will say, you said something that struck a chord with me. I feel like, and I don't love to poop in public situations, but whenever the mood does come around, I feel like whenever I walk away and I am gone from a crowd for more than 4.5 minutes, somebody asks where I am.
Yes. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Right.
Because maybe I'm taking a shit. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Like, I don't understand. Like, I could sit with a group of people and I could watch 8 people not say 2 words to me while I'm sitting there. And the second I leave for 4 minutes, like, where'd Ant go? Is he shitting? Like, what? What the fuck? I feel that too. I feel what you're saying. People want to know where you are. It's like, who cares? Why even bring that up? Why even say anything?
Right.
Here's a good tip. Five Guys has a decent bathroom, according to Beat My Drum, with vacant indicators.
Oh, they might be a third.
That's important because they cook with this weird peanut oil that literally makes you shit yourself instantly as soon as you start eating those French fries. So
is that true?
Yeah, it's important. Yeah. Our buddy who's gonna be the next police commissioner swears by it. He cannot eat those French fries, and it's true. They cook their French fries in a peanut oil that's different from any other restaurant that does it.
Ugh.
And that shit just, and he's not the only person that has said that to me. A bunch of people have said that. It just runs through them.
Well, see, Annie, I can only function in my own bathroom. Yes, that is where I feel the most comfortable. But like, if there's other people in the house, I cannot. I'm sorry. I cannot. And this, you had to walk through her bedroom to go to her bathroom. Are you kidding me? And everybody knew. If I went, everybody would have known. Everybody would have known. Cannot do that. Mm-mm.
Would you ever? But okay, I'm trying to help now. Would you ever grab one of the kids and be like, "Oh, it's time to go potty"?
I would do that, honestly. But guess what? They wouldn't stay in there with me.
They would rat you out too, right?
Absolutely.
they'd be like-
Absolutely.
They'd be like, "Mom takes the stinkiest shits ever."
They would no. They would say. They would be like, "Oh, let me see what you did in the toilet," and then I'm like, "Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. They rat me out all the time, so forget it.
Yeah, I get
On
it.
everything. So that's not going to be, yeah.
My kids rat me out too, nonstop. I kind of love it at the same time as I hate it. Like I love that they're just honest.
Right.
Like if I tell I told my son too. He was really good at something today. I was like, "Don't tell your mom I'm going to let you do this." And he just ran into the other room. He's like, "Mom, guess what?" And he just fucking tells her.
Thanks, kids. Right.
I kind of like that. I like it for several reasons. One, you want them to be honest people, but two, if I find out the fucking UPS man is coming in to deliver a package into my house, I'm hoping my kids will tell me.
You know, it's funny. Husband says that to them. He's like, did the neighbor come by today? And I look at him. I'm like,
yeah.
No.
That's a husband thing. We train the kids to be honest so that they can fucking rat on our whore wives.
So anyway, yes. And then also driving home, I never saw this before. I saw a dead black bear on the side of the road.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So
that's how you know they live in the country.
Did he die from smelling the shit that you took in Pennsylvania?
Probably.
Wait.
No. Go ahead.
I can't remember. Did you shit? Did you
Oh,
take him?
yes.
Up? You did.
I went to his apartment. I went to his bathroom, and that's it.
And how was it?
Thankfully, how was what? The shit at the bathroom.
I'm saying, was it exhilarating? Do you feel like a free part? Do you feel like you could poop anywhere now? Or
no, I don't. Definitely cannot poop anywhere. Listen, nobody was at their apartment. That's why I could do it.
So it's a privacy thing. You can't have people coming in on you.
No, definitely not.
All right, let me ask you this. Because I used to be like you. And it's just with age, it's just gone. There, one of the radio stations I worked in, they were in like I don't know how to describe it, but there was like a office suites.
Like a shared office space. Okay.
Yeah, like we had like a huge corner. Like we had half the building, but then like we were at the end of the hallway. But then like you walk to the other side, and this other company had half, and then in between, people had little offices. So the bathroom there was like literally, I swear to you, like 12 stalls.
No, absolutely not.
But here's why that didn't bother me, because you could go in any one of those stalls and easily be 6 stalls away from anybody else using the bathroom. So there was a little bit of anonymity in numbers in that particular instance. That wouldn't make you feel safer?
I think the thought of more than one stall is horrifying. Horrifying.
See, it was all right. So for instance, another radio station I worked at, when I worked at CBS FM in the city, there was, and we had a couple of floors, so you could move around, but for the most part, every floor, every restroom had only 3 stalls. That was tough because you immediately knew.
Yeah.
If somebody else you worked with was in one of those stalls, it's automatically knew.
Right.
That was rough.
Well, okay. How about this? When I worked right across the street from Bryant Park, we had a very tiny office, and we shared the floor with another office that was bigger. And it was a Japanese travel agency. The bathroom had 3 stalls. Okay. So one time I attempted to go to the bathroom there because I was convinced. I think it was like lunchtime. So I was like, okay, nobody's in the other office. I was the only one in my office there that day. Okay. Got ready. 2 girls come in. they start laughing and doing like that Japanese laugh. You know what I mean? Ooh, right? One of those. Well, let me just tell you something. I was like, oh, nope, I can't do this now. I swear that they were talking about me though. So that's why I was like, nope. So since that day, that's the day that I said I'm just going to go to the vacant floor and, watch the roaches crawl on the floor because I'd rather do that than shit in the bathroom and someone will come in. That's it.
So it's the day that the Japanese girl laughed at you for pooping. That's where this all started?
No, it started from one time in Lake George.
What time in Lake George? Oh my God. You pinpointed it. You know about it. You know the time. You know the exact moment.
Yes. Okay. I went to Lake George with my husband and his family, like when I was 19 or 20 years old. We ate at this Italian restaurant where, okay, so you walk for the bathroom, you walk through a door, and then there's like, I think there was like 3 or 4 stalls. So I'm at dinner, start to get hot, start to sweat, stomach. I'm like, oh no. I'm with the family now. What am I gonna do? So I didn't really have that much because I was like, I'll just go to the bathroom here, right? No problem. I went into the first door and I swear to you, I thought I locked it. Because I didn't know at that point what it was.
Oh no.
Yep. I went into the first door, locked it. Okay. Went into my stall. Didn't lock it because I didn't think I had to. Well, I was not paying attention. Somebody walked in the bathroom and opened my stall door as I'm dutying.
What'd they say?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
That's embarrassing.
And I was like, oh, I didn't even know what to do. So I think honestly, since then, because like I said, I was like, 19 or 20, I have had issues with it.
So in high school, you shit in high school?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you've been fucked up for a long time.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
You think it's the Lake George thing. It happened long before then.
See, Aussie Annie, this is my worst nightmare. Well, Aussie Annie, your worst nightmare came true to me. I did not even know what to do.
My worst nightmare is my son is putting me through my worst nightmare nowadays.
What does he want to do? Dance?
He wants no. I wouldn't care about that. He wants to shit in public. I'd rather him do dance. I'd rather go through 12 years of ballet with him than have to go into a public bathroom with him one more time.
Ugh.
Because it's just he touches everything, and he's like, we went to the movies this weekend. He's like, Dad, I go, let's go to the bathroom because we had to go to the store after we went to the movies. I go, let's go to the bathroom now so that we don't have like oh my God, I'm gonna die at the store.
Right.
And he's like, all right. He's like, and we're walking into the bathroom. He's like, this is good, Dad, because the whole movie I kind of been holding it in. I think I got to poop. Like says it like out loud to the whole bathroom. There's fucking 4 guys waiting for one stall. I'm like, fuck, let's go to the other one because I'm like, this is gonna be embarrassing. We get into the other one. He just like fucking touches everything. There's not like I wipe the bowl as best but all my skeeve and germness, like he just blows right past all that and just does whatever he wants. It drives me crazy. Mm-hmm. And then so like we're in the stall, and it's a handicap stall, so it's a huge stall. So I'm standing a fair bit of distance away, and he sits on the bowl. He's like, I don't know if I have to go, and I'm like, you better go at this point. And then so I'm not looking at him, but like I'm looking at him just to kind of make sure he's okay. And I hear him like squeeze, and he goes, Dad, I'm pooping. And I look over, and I just realized the angle I'm at, I could literally see the turd leaving his ass. And I'm like, being a parent is too much.
It's disgusting.
It's too much. Like I never, like if you asked me when I was 12 or 20 or 30, would you ever watch feces leave a human being's ass? I'd be like, no, of course not. That would never ever. Why would that ever happen to me? And sure enough, there I was watching that exact moment.
Oh yeah, I've watched. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the most disgusting.
Oh.
But some people are into that.
And some people, yeah. And then these people are like, oh, let's go pee on each other. I just don't fucking get it. The world doesn't make sense.
No clue.
Beat My Drum's got a great idea. If you like to poop in private and read.
Oh yeah. Actually, I was hoping to find a copy of the book there, and I couldn't find it fast enough. But I know that they have it.
Oh, at our friends at your brother-in-law's house.
I'm not kidding you. Mm-hmm.
That's hysterical. This is good reading material. And by the way, you might be saying to yourself, "That's a long book." Not if you shit as much as I do. I'll get through this in 2 or 3 sittings. To be honest with you.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oval is the new book from Frankie C's wife, Erin C. It is her first novel. It is available on Amazon right now. There is a link in the description. Miss Justice, who's always perfect at this, put a link in the live chat just a couple moments ago. Click on that bad boy. Order your copy. It goes to support Frankie C's wife, Erin. It's her first book. We want to knock it out of the park. Make sure she sells a lot of copies. So if you're looking for some good summer reading, this is definitely it. Oval is the new novel from Erin Campanella, available now on Amazon in Kindle version and hard copy like you see right here. Again, like I said, order with the link in the description, and that'll be a huge help. It's still, if you order in June, we'll be sending. We did the first couple of days. We're going to do videos for the people who bought the first couple of days. If you order in June, we're going to send you guys a note with some stickers. So that's still a little nice prize to get from somebody here on the AOA podcast. You could get. I will. This is what I'm going to tell you right now. If you order Erin's book and you choose to get a note from Janine, she will write the note while taking a shit. Okay, so that's big. That is a big time. She doesn't want anybody to know she's pooping, but she's going to do it while she's pooping, and she's going to write, "I am pooping right now as I write this." Love, Jay Subs. Is that good, Janine? You commit to that?
You can count on me for that one.
I love it. All right, there you go. There you go. We're gonna cost Erin her fucking publisher. I really feel that. I really think she's gonna have to. Oh God, DJ, put your camera on.
I just did it quick.
Okay. There you go. If you guys want to see a braless Janine, if you were listening, there you got to go back and take a look.
Yep.
You saw it all right there. All right, that's it. By the way, I want to go back to Paul really quick. Paul's my man. I feel like he's the closest thing to a producer we're ever going to have. The Joe Biden thing is not bullshit. And I'll tell you why. Because Joe, fuck's his name, Grossley? What a shitty name. Grassley. Should be Grossley, though. He's not that great. Grassley here, or is it Chuck? No, it's Chuck Grassley. Sorry. Chuck Grassley, who is a Republican. He has the form. There's a 1023 form where, as you're logging evidence and you're dealing with a FBI informant and you're taking down all that information. Now listen, the guy could be making it up, could very well be making it up. But I believe, from what I understand, that they know about the recordings. Like, they do exist. From everything that we can tell, according to this 1023, the foreign national possesses 15 audio recordings with him and Hunter Biden and 2 with him and Joe Biden. This has not been debunked. We talked about some other stuff in the past that has been proven to be not true. But in this particular case, there's no way, I mean, I would be shocked, that Chuck Grassley would go and say all this stuff under oath on the floor of Congress and it not be true. So, there's more on this. They have to find out more. It's Congress and the FBI and the Department of Justice, and it's all murky and gray area, but it's there. And they have it. Oh, I didn't realize Janine left probably like 20 minutes ago. So, what's on that tape exactly? Like, again, we got to wait to hear it, to see it. But according to this guy, who was the one, involved in this bribe scandal, he held on to these tapes as an insurance policy. So I don't know if a senator would be making that up. Grassley said Congress still lacks a full and complete picture with respect to what the document really says. That's why it's important that the document be made public without unnecessary redactions for the American people to see. Grassley was accusing the Bureau of needlessly redacting information about the recordings from the files shared with House lawmakers. Let me assist in purposes of transparency, Grassley said. The 1023 form produced to the House committee redacted reference to the foreign national who allegedly bribed Joe and Hunter Biden and allegedly has audio recordings of the conversations with them, 17 recordings in total. According to the 1023, the foreign national possesses 15 recordings with Hunter, 2 with Joe. These recordings were allegedly kept as a sort of insurance policy of the foreign national in case he got into a tight spot. The 1023 also indicates that then Vice President Joe Biden may have been involved with Burisma employing Hunter Biden. So as I've reportedly asked since going public the existence of the 1023, what, if anything, has the Justice Department and the FBI done to investigate? The Justice Department and the FBI must show their work. They no longer deserve the benefit of the doubt. It is unclear if the FBI has possessions of said tapes. The Constitution shields members of Congress from prosecution for anything they say during congressional speech or debate, meaning Grassley cannot be prosecuted for revealing sensitive information. He revealed this information. Listen, I'm not saying that, Paul's, it's an excellent point. I'm not saying that a congressperson wouldn't lie. They're mostly full of shit. But a congressperson who, they had this info, they have the documents saying that these tapes exist, and they were the ones who came forward and said, here, this exists, this is out there. And they did that because they knew they were protected by the Constitution, because they know that if they put pressure on the FBI, they're going to have to release this information further. Now, where I think it's fucked up is that the FBI and the Department of Justice, they take a long ass time to investigate all these situations. And if they're not putting that information out there, I believe, because I'm naive, if you want to call me that they're doing their due diligence. They're doing the best they can. I don't believe that the Department of Justice or the FBI wants to shield Joe Biden. I don't believe they do. Same way as I don't think they wanted to shield Donald Trump or Obama or whomever. I think that they take their job seriously and they take pride in their position. And although there has been a few bad apples, for the most part, I believe in the FBI. I believe in the Department of Justice. I believe in America. Damn it. And I think if there's some bad information there or some bad doings, they will bring it to light. I will read anything you tag me on, Paul. Paul says he's got real sources on Twitter. But it's true that Chuck Grassley said this shit and that he has the 1023 and that he's trying to put the pressure on the Department of Justice and the FBI to release this information. Now, is this Burisma guy full of shit that he doesn't have the recordings? All right, maybe. But again, I feel like when people say these crazy, these things, or they give out this information, they're not doing it with it not really being a reality. That's happened in very few cases, very few times where somebody's come out flat out lied about it. But if it's at the point where Congress is talking about it, I think it's out there and it exists. What's on the tapes we could debate about. We could talk about. But again, if they were having these conversations, it doesn't really bode well for the Biden administration. And honestly, I don't trust Joe Biden all that much. Same way I don't trust many politicians. But I'll tell you who I trust even less is fucking Hunter Biden. Because, and I'm sorry to say this, guy's a fucking cokehead. And I've seen a lot of cokeheads do a lot of crazy shit just to get some more coke. So I don't trust that Hunter Biden whatsoever. And I definitely don't trust Jim Jordan. But this is Chuck Grassley, who's not much more reputable than Jim Jordan, but slightly more reputable. Paul says, show me the tapes. Fair. Again, long way to go. But if there's an informant that says they exist, it was on this information that it was redacted. It was released by Congress. They've gotten a little bit farther with it. Let's see how far they can get. Let's be fair. These things might exist. I'm not saying they do, but they should be investigated. And even Frank would say that too. He's been pretty fair with that stuff. All right, that's it for us. Appreciate you guys. Love the episodes where it's just you and I. It's a shame Janine had to ruin it. I'm kidding. It's always great to have Jay Sabs by. By the way, if anybody has like a poop therapist they can suggest for her, please email that over to us immediately, because I think she needs some sort of therapy to get over this poop phobia that she has. But it's great to hear with Jay Sabs. Great to be with you as always. Don't forget to grab Aaron's book, link in the description on this episode, no matter where you're watching and or listening from, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, where else are we? Spotify, and anywhere else that podcasts are available. The link is in the description. Go grab Aaron's new book, Oval, in stores now. And by in stores, I mean on Amazon. And that is it. Hope you're having a great Monday. We'll see how the indictment and arraignment of President Trump goes tomorrow. And we'll be back with you guys, of course, on Wednesday for the next episode. You know, we're live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you hit the like button on Facebook or YouTube. Make sure you guys are subscribed. And make sure you guys become members if you haven't joined and become a member yet. You get all sorts of cool inside information there. Like if we get the FBI tapes first, we'll release them to the members first. Keep that in mind. Catch you guys in the next one. Love you all. Thanks so much.
Show me potato salad. Maybe we should go now.